Welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to another episode of our Divergence modded Minecraft Let's Play series. If you recall last episode, we got a lot of just miscellaneous little things done as we prepared to jump into Immersive Engineering. So, since last episode, I did get Immersive Engineering unlocked, and I've done a little bit more augmentation making, but I haven't got anything else unlocked just yet. And I did build out a bit more of this building. You know, it's coming along decently. I've had some issues with wood. I was going to make a lumber axe. However, I haven't had a whole lot of luck finding very much cobalt and ardite in the nether. I will be making the axe just out of cobalt, but I did do the sword and the pick out of manulin, and then I made the shovel and the hatchet out of cobalt, because cobalt's a little bit faster. The reason I did these two as manulin is because, of course, the sword's going to do more damage as manulin, and the pick, that way if I do decide to drop down, say, a manulin block or something, I could always mine it up and actually have the maximum level of mining available. So, and right here is actually going to be kind of a little, not really balcony, but kind of a little overlook that's going to have our portal to Alfheim right there, once we get to that point. So, you'll also notice I turned this off for right now, because these flowers only stacked to 32, and this chest did get full. So instead of just having it breaking it for no reason, for now, until we start using more of these flowers, or we get a decent mass storage set up for it, I just kind of got that turned off. I took the timer up for right now because it did fill that chest up very, very quickly. Also, I'm probably going to end up removing this back wall and kind of rounding this back room here a little bit more. I think it'll just look a little bit better that way. And right up here is going to be where you enter the building. Of course, I'm running low on materials, so I don't have it finished out. But there's going to be a road that runs up along this, and you're going to have, you know, these big, nice open buildings for, you know, some of the bigger magic mods. Of course, that's Botania. We'll probably have Thaumcraft, Blood Magic, a big area over there for witchery and whatnot. So, I've done a bit of mining since the last episode, and I actually did start filming this episode. That's why we have these waterwheels set up here. And then I had a little bit of a technical issue with my recording, and yeah, to say the least, I lost it. And so I'm just going to run you guys through what I did here. First off, to create a water wheel, if you're not familiar with it, you can go with windmills. They're about the same cost. It's not much of a difference to make the basic windmills, but since we're only at Y level, well, 78 on the ground, instead of going with the windmill, I decided just to do the water wheels, and we'll probably set up some windmills long term, but for right now, just for some basic power gen, we're just going to go with a double water wheel setup. And when you make these, it's better. There's a graphical glitch for some reason when you put these together. I don't know why that is. Only this one's rendering correctly, but it's better to go ahead and set up 3 of them together, so that way you get maximum efficiency out of it. And I did put treated wood planks here just because cobble wouldn't stay, because cobble just fell. So to make these, you're going to need 4 water wheel segments for each one, and a treated wood plank in the middle. Now the water wheel segments are just 4 treated sticks and 3 treated planks. And so to get that, all you got to do to make the treated wood, well, I don't have any more wood because I used it all. You're just going to take, well, it's not pulling up the recipe. But basically, you're just going to take 8 planks and put them around, around the edge here, and then a bottle or bucket or whatever of creosote oil, and that'll get you 8 treated wood planks. Now, creosote oil, of course, that comes from the coke oven, and you can just put bottles or buckets or whatever in here. Now, I did get, I ended up having 48 bottles of creosote just from loot bags. So there's a pretty good chance you won't even need the coke oven creosote for setting this up. So, because I still have 16 in here and then 9 more. So, and then to set those up, you're just going to set all 3 of them there together, and then put your water, basically put your blocks one over from the middle, and then your water right there in the middle, and that way it has the maximum area that it can cover as it runs across, because the more coverage you get on the water wheel with the water flowing in one general direction, the more power it's going to produce and the faster it's going to run. So I did put, if you notice, I put a block right here. That's to keep the water as close as it can be to the water wheel, and that should increase the speed. So but yeah, you just kind of dig it out. I dug 3 deep, so you want like a 7 wide area and 3 deep, and that's going to put your the little bar there in the middle. You can't see it over here. Well, you can't see it over here either. None of them are wanting to render. But anyway, it puts the middle of the water wheel right at ground level there. So, and then if you see water flowing out the bottom, that's a good sign. That means it's flowing all the way, across the water wheel. So, now the next thing we built was the kinetic dynamo, and the way that's made is you're going to need 3 iron, 2 redstone, and then a copper wire coil, and that's crafted just LV wire coils with iron in the middle, and those are just 4 pieces of copper around a stick. We'll get you 4 of them. So we went ahead and set up 2 of these, and the engineer's hammer is what you're going to use to rotate these. Let's see, that should be right, that's set up. Engineer's hammer, by the way, is crafted with just 2 iron, 2 sticks, and string. I did get mine from a village though, because if you have a immersive engineering building in any of your villages, right as you enter there will be an item frame above the door, and that's going to have an engineer's hammer in it every time. So then we crafted the HV wire connectors. I'll actually just go ahead and craft some more of those because we could definitely use them. So you can craft the LV or the MV if you want to. However, of course the LV is 3 copper and 4 hardened clay, and that gets you 8 of them. The MV is 3 iron and 4 clay, gets you 8 of them. The HV, however, is 3 aluminum, 6 clay, and that gets you 4 of them. So it's a little bit more expensive. However, due to the fact that immersive engineering was gated from us for so long, the cost really doesn't hurt us at all, because these are actually going to transfer more power, and this episode we're going to be making the HV capacitor, so we'll maximize on RF storage by doing that. Instead of only storing 1 million or 100,000, we'll be storing 4 million. So due to the fact that it's going to be a while before we can get into like thermal expansion or anything, we might as well make pretty good storage with this. So now the HV wire coils, once again you could do LV, MV, or HV, but to transfer to an HV capacitor you are going to need HV coils. And also to connect these HV wire connectors you're going to need HV wires. So to make those, all you're going to do is need a stick in the middle, aluminum on the sides, and steel on the top and bottom there. And I'm going to go ahead and grab just a little bit more here. Because we might as well make some extra because we're probably going to need it. That gets us the wire coils. Now to set this up, you know, we'll just put these on the top here, like so. And then we'll need something to connect it to. We're going to go ahead and make the capacitor, actually. Okay, it's not time to sleep yet. So to make the HV capacitor, we're going to need a lead block, a redstone block, 2 aluminum, 2 treated planks, and 3 iron. So not really too expensive. You know, like I said, by the time that you actually get into immersive engineering, you're probably going to have most of the materials on hand. So, because lead's something, we haven't really been using lead. Honestly, even redstone we haven't used a ton of. So, we'll go ahead and craft that up real quick and then get a little bit of sleep. Oh, what's going on? Oh, aluminum, not steel. I keep doing that. I was doing that when I was filming the last bit of the video as well. I kept like if it was iron, I used, or if it was aluminum, I'd use iron or steel every time. Okay, and that's still not working. Is it still on the top? Am I losing my mind? I am losing my mind. Okay. Sorry about that. I've been doing this all day. Like when I was doing the Sky Factory video, I just jumped right off the edge at one point on accident. Okay. So to set up this HV capacitor, we'll just set this. I'm going to have to do some rearranging because I want to actually hook these lasers and stuff into this system. But for now, we'll just set it right there. And let's see. I believe the blue side here is input, correct? I think so. Usually don't use these capacitors a whole lot, but cannot attach this wire. Huh, okay. And it's not actually generating any power. Huh. Still not generating any power. Okay. Well, let's see. Man, something all the time. There we go. Okay, now it's generating power. So I just had to turn it around, was all that the problem was. Now can we... Let's see if this works. So if I remove this, would it still be... Okay, yeah, it's got to be on the top side. So I think what we're going to do... Can we run this to that, and then that to that? No. Okay, let's see. So you can only attach one of these at a time. Okay. Yeah, we can just make another input, because you can just click these with the hammer, and, you know, the orange is the output, the blue is the input, so we can just add inputs, you know, just by right-clicking there. So that's what we'll do for now. Oh, whoops. Set that up like so. So now if we remove this one real quick, let me test it. Okay, it is actually still generating power. So that means both the water wheels are connected now. So now we are actually building up power and storing it. And of course we are storing quite a bit of power. So we've got that set up. Now the next thing we're going to do is actually make a really nice block from Immersive Engineering, and we're going to at the same time get rid of this modular furnace because it was cool, it was nice for cooking, especially when I was actually using the lasers. However, the power storage in it is horrendous, and I mean, unless you got the mats to build this out of diamond, it's not that great. But what we can do now that we have some passive power gen is we're going to make an external heater. Just like this. So iron, 4 pieces of iron, 3 pieces of copper, and then another one of those copper wire coils and some redstone. So let's grab ourselves some mats out here. I don't feel like doing math, so we'll just do that. Actually, we might need more iron. I don't know. Okay. So, do that. Then, of course, sticks in the middle there. LV wires, iron. That gets us the copper wire coil. And then we're going to need copper, iron, and redstone. And that gets us the external heater. Now, the external heater is honestly a really nice block, because the way it works is it's going to heat up any furnaces directly next to it. So we're going to right click, that way it accepts power. Actually no, let's have it accept power from the back, and we'll just actually let's move this a little bit. I just feel like it's too close. It just feels too cluttered right there. So let's stick it right there. Make it accept power out of the back. And set up some wire connectors there. And we'll just run it across like that. And then we can set these furnaces up directly next to it. And let's make one more. Let me go grab some apples real quick, actually. If you notice, I did move some of the apple trees. I just, you know, remade them with saplings. And got them out of the way. I'm going to end up having to move like all these anyway. But for now, I just moved those because those were... I have like 4 of them right there that were like directly in the way. So, let's see... Oh, I was going to make one more furnace, that's right. So, and now let's grab ourselves like some stacks of cobble here. Because I've been needing stone, and I either have to run that or cook it in the furnace, and it's just a headache. So what we can do now is we can just drop this in here, and that external heater can heat. Really, it can heat up to 5 furnaces, you know, one on each side and then an area for power input. So, and it cooks at a pretty decent rate, and once it warms up, it uses up a little bit of extra power, but it cooks them a bit faster. So, and if you notice, we're still coming out positive on power, even with that external heater running 5 furnaces for us. So, if you notice, it's very efficient for, you know, cooking and stuff. So really, that one, it was cool. I really just built it to show it off. It wasn't something for like long-term usage. Once we can build it out of diamond blocks, you know, it's not terrible. However, by that point, you probably don't need the modular furnace. So, but yeah, so now we have a way to cook you know, blocks really quickly with that. And these water wheels, having 2 of them set up like that is actually really good power generation. And if we wanted to, we could set up even more. So that's an option. So we could actually, the best thing to do would be set up another capacitor and have that capacitor, you know, just connect into this capacitor, and kind of the same way we have it there, and then say this connects into another one, and then you know, that way we reduce the amount of wires, because these can't, whereas the LV and MV, I don't know if this is just a thing for this pack, but I know generally you can connect multiple lines to the same, you know, the same connector, but with these HVs you can't do that. So once we set up the lasers, we will probably just set it up with we'll change the power over to with a transformer into MV power. So now the next thing By the way, when you finish this quest, you'll get the engineer's manual. If you, let's say you wanted to craft that, it's just a book with a lever. But if you open this up, this covers everything in the pack, and it covers it, you know, fairly well. But one thing we're going to get into is a little bit of the heavy machinery. There is some really nice stuff in here. There's the metal press is one of the common ones. That's the one we're going to set up right now. We're just going to need 3 steel scaffolding, 2 conveyors, a piston, and a heavy engineering block. So let's get that stuff together. Let me see here. So we're going to need 3 steel fences and 3 steel ingots, and that's going to get us 6 of these steel scaffolding. And the steel fences are 6 steel rods for each 2 steel fence. So these are a little bit expensive, but we do have quite a bit of steel. That's why I kept making as much steel as I did. Because once you get into immersive engineering, it's pretty important to get quite a bit of that. That's not going to be enough. Okay. Just like that. And then we'll do that. And that's going to get us our steel scaffolding. Now the conveyor belts, and these are actually kind of nice for carrying items and stuff too. We'll use these more in the future as well. So we're going to need 2 iron, redstone, and 3 pieces of leather. Oh, I have just enough. I need to actually get making some more of that. And that's got our conveyor belt. Let's sleep real quick. Now the piston, which if I haven't told you before, I hate making pistons. And actually, we may not have wood. Let me see. I've got a great wood log. I think I can use that. I'm so strapped on wood right now, it's ridiculous. Of course, every bit of wood that I get, of course, pretty much goes into that. So, hopefully before long we'll get some kind of automated wood system set up. No, that doesn't work. Cool. Oh wait, that's right. We need... it's not iron in this pack. It's an iron rod. So let's... just have to jump that right now because I need to clean that area up over there. I've got some iron here. Yes, put it down there. There we go. Tough rod. Almost forgot that this pack, you gotta use that to make a piston. Alright. And there actually is an automatic mining system with Immersive Engineering. We may get into that before too long. I assume that we can. See, it's the excavator, right? Yeah. But it requires, if you notice, it requires a lot of RF. So really, it's going to be a little while before we can realistically do that. So, and we'll just set this metal press up just right over here, I guess, for now. And then we'll put our conveyor belts like so, our piston like so. I don't think it matters if it's facing the right direction or not. And then we'll need the heavy engineering block as well, which is just 4 steel, an electrum in the middle. Ugh, I forgot about that. Let's see, I've got some gold and stuff in here. Gold. Do I have silver? Please tell me I have some silver. I've got silver ore chunks. That'll be fine. Okay. We'll just do that. And that. Some awesome longsword hacks right there. Okay. And we'll let that cook up for a second. And while that's cooking up, let's get the rest of the materials together. What, 4 steel, 2 pistons. God, really? I swear this pack just hates me. Okay. Alright. And the metal press, what it's going to do is, you know, when we need to make plates and stuff, for example, iron plate, we could do this, you know, and it would take durability out of our engineer's hammer and whatnot. However, we could just do this, and it's just a little bit less of a hassle. Now, this pack, it's not, I will say it's not as important to get the metal press early on. Yeah, it's not as important to get the metal press early on as it is in, say, Revolution or something where, you know, if you don't have it, it's going to take 2 ingots. However, it's just something... Oh, dang it. It's just one of those things that it's not terribly expensive, so why not? Is the way I see it. So, alright, I'm just going to grab one of those for right now. I'll get the rest out later. Alright. And then I believe, like these steel... Okay, you could make them all, I guess, with just the hammer. But, like I said, it is going to take durability off of the hammer, and, might as well. Might as well do this. So, why did I get... I don't know. I'm not even going to question it at this point today. We'll need that. We'll need some wood. Yeah. And some cobble. And grab that. And get these pistons made. And we'll just have the one extra. Just because. Oh yeah. I need, what, 4 pieces of steel. And I just put it all up. And then lastly, we're going to need these steel mechanical components. And you can find these if you go to the villagers, the villages, I mean. You'll find these quite a bit in the Immersive Engineering buildings. However, if you need to craft them, they're just copper with 4 pieces of steel for each one. But I do believe we have some of these in here. Yeah, we have quite a few of them. So if you're near a village, it's worth checking out because it'll save you a bit of materials. Now, it is going to give you 2 of those when you craft that. You only need 1 for this. So, go ahead and put this on top. And then when you want to form it, just take your engineer's hammer, click on the piston, and there you go. Now that's got us the metal press now to actually use this thing. There's a couple things we're going to want. The first being a chest, just to make our lives a bit easier. And the next thing, of course, we're going to want another conveyor belt. And let's just use this, actually. So, we'll set it up, the conveyor belt here. And then the chest we'll put just right down here. And... let's see. Now we're going to need a... let me find it here. The plate mold. And we could do gears, which is a kind of nice one to do. The plates, or there's the rods. So, for example, let me see here. Do they have gears in this pack? I thought they did, or this mod, I mean. Well, let's look them up real quick. So, for example, if you wanted to make, say, a gold gear, well, you can't make them. Huh. Why can we not make the Immersive Engineering ones. There we go. Okay, yeah. So instead of it taking iron and then, you know, the 4 lead, we could do it with the metal press and just use the 4 lead. And then the same with copper and iron and all that stuff. So you can actually save a little bit of materials when it comes to making gears. Now, like I said, the plates, you know, all it's going to do is take durability off the hammer. So that's not as much of a priority. The rods, let's see. Yeah, so here you can use, you know, 1 iron to make 2 tool rods. That's not really a gain at all because it's only half an ingot. So the tool rod one we're probably not going to make. The plate one, we probably will down the road for automation. But the one we do want today is going to be the gear mold. And that's just going to take any kind of a gear and then 4 steel plates. So not too expensive. Of course, we got our steel right there. So if you notice, if we take this hammer, we can make this, and not a huge dent in the durability. So making one of those for plates isn't really a rush for us. Now once you have your mold, you just bring it over here, right click it on, and that's ready to go. So all it needs now is power. So we'll stick that on the top and then configure, say, this side to be an output, and then we'll connect a connector to it and hook that up. Now this has power. So if we wanted to, let's say we wanted an iron gear, let's say. We can just take our materials over here, throw them onto the conveyor belt. They'll get sent down there. Right here they're going to get smashed, and there we go, we got a gear. And oh yeah, I forgot the hopper part. We'll just use a wooden hopper. Forgot that it wasn't automatically going to output to that chest. Well, shoot. Okay. We'll just make one then. Okay. And a wooden hopper is perfectly fine. I'm going to have to get more wood. And if you notice, all this stone's cooked up now. I love that external heater block. So now if we try this one more time, grab ourselves some iron, throw it onto the conveyor belt. It's going to get sent down, smashed, and then it goes into the hopper and into the chest. So now we can make our plates and stuff at quite a bit cheaper. I mean, we're saving, what, a piece of iron every time. So, and we'll be using gears more and more as we, you know, start moving into some of these mods coming up. So, I'm gonna try to get a little bit of the magic research stuff done, and I'm gonna get, between this episode and next, I'm gonna get the lasers moved over and set up so that we can just run this like full time and not worry about messing with all this oil and water and toggling this on and off and all that mess. We'll just run it, you know, constantly as long as we have the materials. So these water wheels do generate a decent amount of power. So and before long we will actually be moving into some of the other power generation within Immersive Engineering, maybe into the biodiesel engines or something. So there's also, let's see, what does it go under? There's yeah, this diesel generator. This thing's really nice too, and it actually looks really cool and sounds really cool as well. So we may set up that. The lightning rod is very, very, very powerful. However, it only generates power during a lightning storm, but it does generate quite a bit. So we might actually build some of those as well. However, getting much into immersive engineering, we'll probably wait till we get a nice area set up over there, which I'm going to try to start working on that between this episode and next, and maybe start getting us moved and get this horrible looking campsite out of the way. So I know it's been a little while getting moved into stuff, and I've spent so long on this Britannia building. I'm going to try to start working on some other stuff too. So, but yeah, if you enjoyed this episode, please comment, subscribe, like, share. I'll throw a link up right now at the top right of the video. If you click that, that'll get you subscribed, and that'll just keep you up to date with any you know, upcoming videos and stuff that I've got. And there's also, if you go down to the description, there is social networking, Facebook, Twitter, as well as my Steam. If you're interested, just add me on those, and I do check those every day, as well as YouTube. So if you just want to leave a comment, you know, down in the comments, I will get back to you there as well. So like I said, next episode I hope to get some more of this stuff moved around, and hopefully get us a little bit more into some of the other mods, as well as immersive engineering, and hopefully get into a little bit more magic, because I know it's been a while since we actually spent a little while and focused on some of the magic mods. So but yeah, until next episode though, take care. And like I said, once we hit 100 subs, I will be doing a short thank you video and explaining where the name to Asgard came from and the story behind that. So if you're interested, definitely make sure you're subbed, and I just want to say thank you all for the support. I know we're still a ways off, but yeah. So till next episode, take care, and I will see you then. Bye bye.